Oh, this is not great. Okay, well, the place is looking a little crispy. I told you it wasn't me!
Hold it!
Sheena's here, so I guess Lang is somewhere around as well. Kay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Now can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this. Oh! It wasn't me! He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. A suspicious person? A long black coat and a hood over the head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious? When I saw that person, I immediately thought they must be the fake Yatagarasu. That's what I usually think whenever I see someone wearing a hood. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it.
What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? If you're making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? Are you able to talk? You refuse to answer.
I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority.
Hey pal! Just what the heck does what you just said mean? Are you making fun of me? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? This office is considered to be a part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Bahbalese government and Bahbalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you really believe that the truth is out there? I love the X-Files. I know that that's not what you said. I just wanted to make a joke about the X-Files. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. Oh. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir.
Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home.
Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth! In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Guessing? Oh, Miss... I guessed wrong. Eek! Ha! Ambassador Paleno, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretary, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca? Well, I never imagined that I'd meet you here, of all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct. Already? What is it? You can't hold it. I'm still saying. Let me finish my taunt, then you can hold it all you want. Ambassador Paleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I asked you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles! What the heck do you think? Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paleno. Very well, I'm counting on the two of you, Mr. Von Karma, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? Does that mean I still get to be your assistant? And I'm assistant to her? Also?
I don't exactly have a choice, do I, detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation.
So you got running at the mouth with that aloof expression on your face.
Francisca, please.
I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. That means I whip you. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you, should you have a brain lapse.
Of course, I'll keep that in mind.
If you are done playing games...
Right, let's begin the investigation. Okay. We're checking out the office. By the way, detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here?
Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Bahbalese embassy today. Hey!
And why are our police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the card they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir.
And because
we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years. Yeah, it's more or less a mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me, which nobody did.
Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duty yet again. Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands.
But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even packet noodles anymore.
Well, should have thought of that before you sucked even more somehow. Let's look at this. This ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling, and now it's a floor fan.
A ceiling fan? What does one of those do?
You know what a ceiling fan is? Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one's ceiling.
Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept.
Did you sleep with your eyes open? Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. You're a crazy person! Gosh, you're following me again! Gah! Alright, let's look at the dead body. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy. I take it. Was he a horse? Just a secretary.
Manikotchin, I heard that he was an admirable person.
Very admirable. That's the guy from the other case who showed up and then talked to Callisto. The cause of death is a stab at the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back.
We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle.
So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? Okay, alright. Got some notes. I won't press until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, first and most obviously, there's a knife that's probably the murder weapon. Is this knife the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although, it's also covered in blood. Just like the last thing that I said was artsy.
But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Uh-oh. They're gonna try to make it look like the other country killed the ambassador so that they don't make friends. This is not gonna go well. Alright, I see blood.
It's a knife wound.
It's obvious what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed.
Is there something in your pocket here?
There appears to be something in his pocket. This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago?
Huh? 7 years ago. Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir?
Which one? You have to be more specific. Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto U.
What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Eek!
Scruffy, at the very least try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in.
Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
Oh, I feel like the victim right now. All trampled on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is...
that there's a button. Right over here. Whoa! Whoa, that's an amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. I'd never heard of a switchblade that's also a key.
Alright, cool. We're doing this again. I guess it's not bloody now. I knew it. This is the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade.
I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade.
Vines, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. One of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on our IDs.
I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement.
The real question is, why was the Bahbalese embassy's secretariat holding this?
Well, we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Atagarasu from the Kodopian embassy.
That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer.
I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia.
Why don't you ask Ambassador Paleno about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
Alright, okay. Is that gonna be it? He's got a super pained expression on his face. This man. Where do I know him from? Alright. What logic do we have? Not enough to combine it with anything. Okay, same dialogue. Anything else? Seems to be about it. For now. Oh yeah, let's look at this statue. I think we're supposed to talk to that guy. Because he's a national treasure, can I ask you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretariat. Hold it! But there's a possibility that it is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it later when we find some solid proof.
I suppose we don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Prima Duck statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins! I must have it! Okay, alright. We got that evidence. Let's talk to the ambassador. I can't believe that man fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Paleno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating! Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote the Babal. I remember we offer a large number of these accounts and offers when you visit the lovely Babal. Now I remember the Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. Alright, what happened to your guy? Who your guy? I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Coach. He was my secretary and the ambassador embassy secretariat, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country is the primary source of revenues of tourism industry. So, in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness. However, I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Yes. Since you are the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, the man who was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him. Alright, renovations. It looks like it's been de-renovated quite recently. What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we are a poor nation, can we? So renovating at the embassy is something of an investment. We have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make it do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is no longer with us. Oops! Tell us about the former Republic of Cordovia. Ambassador Paleno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Cordovia. Cordovia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon a closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. Let's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating! Is it possible the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? It's knife form. There's a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Cordopia. Hold it! And how did you come to that conclusion? As both of Cordopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy, back when we were still at Cordopia. Ambassador Paleno, this key was stolen from the Cordopian embassy 7 years ago. By Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatrasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into the embassy at that time? I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details. You see, I only became the ambassador after Bob became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu knew of each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Atagrasu's key here in the present. Well, we have two logic things, so I'm going to use my logic button. I'm just going to blindly smash them together. A butterfly motif on the knife handle, and there's a similar motif on the embassy. This may not do anything. No, it didn't do anything. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Fine. Can we present you with anything, or do we need to talk to more people? Ask about the statue.
This statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you think?
Ah,
I was thinking, what would you say to changing his name to the Steel Samurai statue? It just might attract a few more tourists to our country if I did, right?
I'm not sure what to think. I thought that thing was a national treasure. What about this knife?
Oh dear, if people were to find out that the matter occurred at our embassy, the number of tourists would plummet, as would our revenues. It'd be a disaster. What are we going to do?
He really does seem worried. Perhaps I should refrain from bringing this up. Ambassador Paleto, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this.
I think that you would know more about the case than I. So let me make it up to you for not knowing anything about that with these coupons!
Thank you, however, I feel I must decline. Alright, okay. That's fine. Hey! You get a little handsy with Kay over here, huh? Kay, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove that it wasn't you.
That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can.
No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true.
Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident.
I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. Alright, there's a safe over here. A small personal safe.
This was Mr. Cochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here.
Of course, it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Do we have the key? Alright, logic. So we have a key that was in his pocket, and we have a locked safe that needs a key. This is worth taking a chance on. Oh yeah. We know for a fact that the Autogrosso's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim, Mr. Cochin's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office.
Good thinking, sir. Alright, let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here?
Hey, there's nothing inside. Do you think the Autogrossu made off with everything, sir?
No, Detective, I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
There's definitely something right here.
What's this here?
Looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe.
Is there a false back? Yeah, you're right, I won't budge an inch. Not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange, it's the safe.
What do you mean?
What I mean is the secret to this safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, the safe has a second compartment.
What?
I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, and there is a second compartment, how do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Or is there? Actually, there is one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh! I would say that it's... Yes, and I believe that spot is the keyhole to our mystery second lock.
The safe and its locks. Alright, since you are so sure yourself, show me how you deduced your answer.
Right here. I mean, I guess I have to deduce it. Hey, there's a hole here, sir.
It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole.
Well, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir?
Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole.
Well, there's gotta be some reason why this whole shape's so weirdly, you know?
Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm
overthinking things? No, there's no way I could ever do that. Ho-ho!
Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me.
Alright, we're going to deduce.
So spot's somehow connected.
And I think you used the other end of the key.
Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Franziska?
The ship? It does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole in the keyhole to the hidden compartment is the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
Santa Claus's key? Smart as Edgeworth. This had better be a very bad joke.
Sire, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe.
We know this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that is the key.
Yeah.
It's the shape of the knife blade, right?
Yep. Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the Kodopian embassy. We confirmed that as a fact by opening the door to the safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see?
What are you talking about? Aha!
It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous!
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside! Scruffy, hurry and open that safe!
Yes, sir. I'll open it now, sir.
These items there.
There's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess the pieces of art, huh, sir?
Get in the way! Now move, Scruffy!
I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world.
I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required.
What are these things? Is it a dragon?
These are pieces of stolen art from around the world.
I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Eek!
Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy, clumsy hands! Why, do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of them were to break? You would never make any money for the rest of your life!
Is it just me or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now?
Let's get this paper.
This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about.
Beats me, sir.
Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, detective? Maybe use our eyes to read the words on it. Mr. Cochin's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of this document is. To build this sort of trick into one's safe is really something.
Yeah, it's neat how this safe has 2 compartments, but what was really impressive is that at the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed.
I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid or if he had secrets of that great a value.
Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself.
Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrated stories while on duty.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Keyhole?
Appears we have found the key that the Yatagarasu, no, Miss Yu, stole 7 years ago.
Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it?
I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, detective.
Okay. What do you think, sir?
Callisto Yu, for what reason did she steal the key?
That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think, sir? Oh, these are a staple in every Bahbalese house. And I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit, too.
Just how old are you again, detective?
Oh, let's look at this giant butterfly.
Hey, it's another butterfly.
I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Babal.
These are the logic things that I need to combine. Okay.
A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy, it definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
Well, I got a lot of patriotism, too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want to, detective, however, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire.
Now, you don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
Alright, let's go into the logic button. And now we can combine the motif on the knife handle with the butterfly. Because that's absolutely connected.
The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Bahbalese species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here.
This knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room.
Mr. Edgewood, there's still something on this display rack, sir.
Knives, huh? Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles all got burnt off by the fire.
So even the knives fell victim to the fire.
Master Paleno, are these knives yours?
Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babal. These butterfly-themed knives, along with the Alabast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each. But I can't believe the Bahbalese ones have been reduced to this state.
Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. Master Paleno, what is this notch here for?
Oh, that. It's a feature of these knives when you can freely exchange the handles on them. So that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course.
I see, so these knives were constructed so the handles could be easily removed.
That seems important.
These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia.
I see a Statue of Liberty and like a St. Louis arch.
Hey, it's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Bahbalese embassy. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir?
Perhaps the Bahbalese are studying American culture and our tourism industry? If they have plans to make the Bahbalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose.
Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to Babel, I can trade them in for a few buffets.
Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babal?
Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babal if I have to.
Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things? Also this clock. Looks like this was once a grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire.
Hey, Mr. Edgewood, it's okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir, because I got a couple, and they're pretty nice.
If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing. But
Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself, but the timer manages to auto. That's quite enough, detective.
shut up. All right, okay.
Why are you blocking me from coming over here? Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting its investigation beyond this point.
I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access?
My superior clearly stated, "Don't you dare let anyone near the site, you got it?" She said it like that. If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we do as he says?
Yes, I suppose we might as well. Okay, alright. So the handles are interchangeable, and there's a butterfly on the thing. And I feel like there's something I should have found at the safe that I should be able to do something with. But for whatever reason, I don't seem to be able to. Like, I feel like I should have a deuce button or something. Hey, Franny.
Miles Edgeworth!
What is it?
Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect.
What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca.
Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me.
I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy?
Art smuggling. Okay.
I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess.
That's right. The Atagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Also, there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Bahbalese embassy.
Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh?
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as a bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. The suspect in the murders that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay?
You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
Oh, so she's that feisty little girl.
Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder, though, if Callisto you really is the Yatagarasu.
Alright, we've got a couple of things to add together now.
We have her return and the secret that I bet she knew about. Yes. To steal your dirtiest secret, do they want to know about your dirtiest secret? About what you're hiding under there, Francisca? Is it possible that the dirty secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room?
Dirty secret?
Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence.
In that case, then, the person I'm looking for is here in the Bahbalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation.
I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth.
So I already found the thing she was looking for, but because I didn't know I was supposed to be finding it, the game didn't let me actually proceed. That's a little silly. But okay. We're putting the things together.
Francisco, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that.
Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off.
This accounting document?
It's only 1 page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the kingdom of Cordopia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabaster and Barbal is the head, the one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring.
That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. Okay, so now that we have that piece of evidence, we can go over to the safe, and suddenly, oh, like magic, we have a deduce button, and the only new piece of evidence we got is that these 2 pieces of paper are probably pages 1 and 3 of this second page to a document. Take a good look at these documents, Francisca.
It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here.
Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3?
Well, it certainly looks that way.
By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. You probably should have noticed that yourself earlier, and we're not waiting for me to put the pieces together for you. And it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. I am your most capable assistant. You're welcome.
Yes, and with this it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling of Bahbalese ink.
Bahbalese ink?
Bahbalese ink is a special product of the Republic of Barbal. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
And that reason is?
That's classified, it's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems it's the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Mane Cochin.
His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both of our countries and his to interfere, making it the ideal conditions under which to run a smuggling operation.
But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice.
Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds.
You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Only dead horses.
Francisco, you must know that Manny Cochin was the suspect in the KG8 incident.
Of course I know. On top of being the head of the smuggling ring, there is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved.
Investigation complete. Eat that health bar right back up.
Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? Now come along quietly, Yatakarasu. K. Faraday. You are under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Please, you had to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatakarasu in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Hold it! I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes.
What is that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are.
Let's go, girl! Bring it on!